Hey dudes, back at it again. This is B Junior from B Junior's Movie Cave here on the Endurance Productions YouTube channel. Getting a little coffee in it today. Let's see. Gonna do some movie reviewage today. Gonna do a little double feature of exploitation, kind of jailhouse movies of yesteryear. Mid-70s exploitation for you. The two features come today from the ongoing, I guess I should call it, the ongoing Roger Corman's Cult Classics line that's being produced by the Shout Factory. I have for review today a double feature entitled Jackson County Jail and Caged Heat. That's right, guys. More from the world of Roger Corman. And let me just go ahead and say, before I get too deep into the reviewage today, the people at the Shout Factory, this DVD double feature is provided by theshoutfactory.com for reviewage on the channel today. And I gotta say, I've already had picked up a couple of these before, Death Race 2000, Piranha, and a couple of the other ones that have been released. They're doing a really great job on these DVD presentations. They're all uniformed with the Roger Corman Classics bill on the front. They have a uniform spine, so they're all going to look real nice and neat lined up together on the shelf. Even the double feature ones try to sport some special features or commentaries that weren't priorly produced. I got to be honest, guys, they continue to surprise me. They all come in these nice clear, which I've become a fan of, the clear DVD cases with reversible cover art and title cards, all the things that you would expect in a good DVD presentation. And a lot of them, like this one, all these scantily clad ladies here, nobody's nude, so I guess it's okay. They have reversible cover art on a lot of these double features, either from production stills from the movies or alternate original one-sheet posters, things of that nature. And they always include like a little synopsis sheet, title card or chapter listing, or a note from Roger Corman. Some kind of nice little tidbit if it's not a booklet or a real big-time special edition. And they, of course, the disc is always uniformed as well. It has the little bill on it as well from Roger Corman Cult Classics. I've been really fortunate to pick this one up for reviewage from the Shout Factory. They sent it out. Those wonderful folks over there. I've been a big fan of most of the Roger Corman line. I don't like every single film that has come out that he's done or produced over the years, but I do like a good number of them because he offers a lot of different films. And what's really most notable, before I get too far into this, as before, I've said that you get to see a lot of the early work from some of our now big-name directors, stars, and behind-the-scenes people. So, Roger Corman line, I've gushed enough about that. Head over to the Shout Factory, check them out. They got the whole line for order over there, and you can also find them at Amazon, some local stores, things of that nature. Now, into the reviewage today, guys. Easily out of the two that I've watched recently, Jackson County Jail is probably my favorite out of the two, mainly because of some of the people that are involved with the project, and I just like the story better. It does have a part within a jail. Let's get into the story here. These, of course, are exploitation movies. They're kind of action-y, kind of odd kind of characters, all kinds of wild stuff that you would expect at like a drive-in show of that era, the mid-70s. I believe Jackson County Jail was produced in 1976, I believe, and Caged Heat in 1974, just a couple years earlier. Jackson County Jail, I love the tagline, "The way out is murder. What they do to her in the Jackson County Jail is a crime." Basically, it's sort of a revenge exploitation movie. The story takes place around a woman who is going cross country. She's leaving LA to return to New York, return to her roots, taking up a job there. But along the way, she gets into a kind of a debacle and gets thrown into jail because of a local occurrence with some low-life people in the local area, or drug dealers, druggy type folks, and ends up in jail basically. And then while she's in jail, she's taken advantage of by a drunk guard. That is probably the only part of, as far as a jail being involved in the movie. It's a small part of the movie. The movie at that point shifts gears and turns into kind of like the Steve McQueen movie, The Getaway, kind of like a Sam Peckinpah. It's about criminals on the run trying to get away from the law that's kind of charged them wrongfully kind of film. It's got some action involved at that point. Great car chases towards the second and third act of the movie. A little bit of everything in it. I really enjoyed that trip. It's a most notable. It's an early film directed by Michael Miller, who directed one of my favorite Chuck Norris movies entitled Silent Rage. Um, I've always wanted to see some more of his work, and this one won't disappoint. If you like exploitation movies of an action nature, pick up Jackson County Jail, or at least this double pack for that reason. It's an early appearance by Tommy Lee Jones as well. He doesn't really come into the film till about the second act when she gets thrown into jail, and then he becomes kind of the protagonist of the film, helps her break out of jail, and they go on the run. I won't spoil the ending of it for you. I don't ever like to give away the third act of the film, so that's really the story rundown on Jackson County Jail. I know it sounds kind of light, but that's really all there is to it. It's most notable for not only Tommy Lee Jones' early performance, Michael Miller's direction style. It also, in the cast, you have Robert Carradine, who played, most notably Lewis from Revenge of the Nerds. Is one of my favorite comedies ever. Howard Hessman, who shows up in a lot of that 70s era comedies and exploitation movies of that like. Let's get into the special features of Jackson County Jail. It's a new anamorphic widescreen transfer at 1:7:8:1 to ratio. Audio commentary with director Michael Miller, producer Jeff Began, and director of photography Bruce Logan. Leonard Maltin interviews Roger Corman about the movie. It's kind of a behind the scenes featurette. I believe it was a late 90s when it was filmed. Theatrical trailers included, and a good little batch of New World Pictures trailers, which I always dig because I love to watch vintage trailers just every once in a while when I'm nerding out a little bit. That's kind of the rundown. Easily my favorite out of the two because there's more of an action-based movie. Now on kind of to the oddity of the double feature, Caged Heat, which takes place in and around a prison primarily. It's an exploitation movie, but it's your basic run-of-the-mill women in prison film. It really, that's where it takes place, the meat of the film. There is a trio of girls who escape from the prison and go on kind of their own separate adventure subplot. And it's just like I said, it's kind of I keep saying it, it's kind of an odd movie. It's got a lot of odd qualities to it. Weird goings on behind the scenes, things that you would expect in a women's prison movie. The doctor is taking advantage of a girl or two there, and there's a lot of crime that happens in the subplot of the girls who escape, and they return to try and break out some more of the girls out of prison and take their revenge on the warden, who's aptly played by Barbara Steele, who you know from a lot of old horror movie favorites and things of that nature. She plays the warden in the movie, and there's not really any other big name people in the cast. There's probably some other notable faces that you've seen in other Corman affairs like Death Race 2000. I believe the blonde girl that played one of the drivers in that movie plays in this movie as well. It really, that's all there is to say about the story. It's not, women in prison films have never been my favorite thing to watch, but this one's most notably, I think you should check it out or at least give it a rental or at least a one-time viewing. Mainly because you get to see some early direction style, because this movie was written and directed by director Jonathan Demme, who you know most notably from Silence of the Lambs, Married to the Mob, some other films that he's done later on. And it does have director of photography Tak Fujimoto, who's kind of like one of the go-to guys or legends of directors of photography that came along later and really hit the big time like Jonathan Demme later on down the road. The special features of Caged Heat include new anamorphic widescreen transfer, 1:7:8:1 to 1:7:8 to 1 ratio, audio commentary with writer-director Jonathan Demme, director of photography Tak Fujimoto, and actress Erica Gavin. Leonard Maltin again does an interview with Roger Corman on this film. I think it was done during the same session as the recording for Jackson County Jail, so it fits nicely into this double feature. Theatrical trailers included and some more New World trailers. So they really, in every one of these, even if they don't have a whole lot of behind the scenes or special features, they try to throw some trailers on there. They give you some extras with each one of these. There's not a whole lot of these Roger Corman cult classics that have been just totally bare bone. There's been a couple, but not a whole lot. This one won't break your bank too bad. You get two films somewhere in the realm of about $10 to $15 from the website. Check Amazon.com, some other places. I do know FYE Music is Roger Corman friendly. If you have one of those stores in your local mall, you can check them out there. Guys, if you're into exploitation films, this is going to be right up your alley. I like more of the action side of the exploitation films and revenge films, things like that. So Jackson County Jail is probably my personal favorite, but you get a lot for your money in a double feature, so I say pick it up if you're into those type of films. If not, get a buddy that's got it, rent it, try to view it first on Netflix or something like that. See if it's your cup of tea. But I really enjoyed it. It was a little something different to break up horror and comedy, which are two of my other favorite genres. So I say pick it up, guys. That's where I'm going to leave you today. Roger Corman Cult Classics still have yet to disappoint as far as giving a little bit of everything there. Good low budget first appearances of actors and directors' work, things of that nature. So check it out, guys. It's out there from shoutfactory.com. Take care, dudes. I'll see you next time. Rock on.